Hola, welcome to the Drop Dead Sisters podcast. My name is Ninashka.
And I'm Francesca.
Here we are again. Like we said in our previous episode, we have a lot to talk about and lots of cases we want to cover. And we've always wanted to do a podcast, so why not just keep talking and never stop, right?
Yes. Like you guys may see that we have been bringing up like 3 episodes a week or something like that, but we have been working very hard to make sure, that our podcast is looking a little more fuller and be able to provide different topics to have variety for all of our listeners, right?
Exactly.
Yep. And we have also been working on shortening the time of our episodes, given the fact that our first episode on Jayme was almost as long as a Marvel movie. It was long as fuck, almost 2 hours. Like, it was like a fucking movie. But then again, some cases do require that we cover each detail so that at the end, you are able to come out with a better understanding and own thoughts about the case. So yeah, we're still working on finding our right podcast path, like trying to see how we always want to set up our podcast. And so if you see different changes in our, let's say, first 10 episodes, is because we are trying to find our muse and how we want to basically have the script of our podcast for you guys. And if you guys have any suggestions, any like mini intro things that you guys would like to hear, you guys can let us know, and maybe it's something that we can build together, right?
Suggestions. We take any suggestions.
Any suggestions. So the case that we are going to be discussing today is a recent one that just happened in October of last year of 2018. It's the Jayme Closs abduction case, and we followed this case since the first time that we received that horrible Amber Alert in our phones. Like, I hate when I get those. I hate it.
There was a time where they were coming like back to back to back.
Yeah,
like
it's horrible. I feel like instantly sad. Like when it's like a missing child or something, I'm like, oh my God, like I hope nothing bad is happening to them. Like I just get so scared. It just ruins my whole day. I swear it does.
We're moms,
Yeah.
We're going to have that little scare and want to be a little more overprotective when stuff like this happened. And now, let's jump right into the episode and give you guys all the details of the horrible tragedy that happened on October 15th, 2018.
13-year-old Jayme Lynn Closs was born on July 13th of 2005. Her parents were Denise Closs, which was 46, and James Closs, that was 56, and they both worked at a turkey factory. They lived in Barron, Wisconsin. Jayme attended Riverview Middle School, and she was in the 8th grade. She was described as a very nice, shy, and active girl who enjoyed spending time with her family and a group of close friends.
On the night of Monday, October 15th of 2018, there was a 911 call placed from Denise Closs' phone. On this call, the 911 operator stated that no one spoke, but that she could hear disturbance and yelling before the phone call was disconnected. But when the dispatcher called the number back, they reached the voicemail. Within 4 minutes of this 911 call, police arrived to the Closs' house. When the police went in the house, they found both Denise and James Closs dead on the floor. They had been shot. It said that James was found right in the doorway, so he seemed to have been shot right then and there. There was no trace of Jayme in the house, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, so basically on the night of October 15, there was a 911 call. When the operator, answered the phone, she could, nobody spoke, but she could hear some disturbance in the background. You know what I mean? And then basically, when she tried to call back, she just got the voicemail because the call was actually placed from Jayme Closs's mom's phone. And within 4 minutes, when you call 911, if you don't speak, maybe you are in the middle, like something bad is happening, you can't speak.
Yeah, they're going to think that maybe something's going on, and that's why maybe they call, put the phone down because they can talk. But just for them, like, hello, I'm here.
Yes. So basically, the police arrived, and when they went in the house because they noticed, I think that the front door or the back door was kicked in or something like that. When they went in, they found both Denise and James dead on the floor, and there was no sign whatsoever of Jayme in the house. Jayme, 13-year-old Jayme. So that is scary. I remember when that happened though.
Yeah.
I remember what that happened. So basically, on that day of October 15th, around 3:30 p.m., a nationwide Amber Alert was issued. And then a press conference was held by the police in which they explained, that they thought that Jayme had actually been taken at gunpoint, that she was considered to be in danger because, of course, some people will think like this has happened before in other cases, like, oh, maybe she's part of it, maybe she was a rebel, maybe she intended to kill her parents and just get away, because we have heard cases like this before.
Because she was a teen, that's why probably they kind of almost went that way of thought,
But the way that she was, but the way that she was described by, like her friends and family and all of that, she didn't seem to be that type of girl that will plan something like this and, just try to get away with it. So it was very weird. So the police, again, they said that they didn't think this was the case, that she was considered to be in danger. And there was a tip that came in, I remember, from Miami, like early on in the investigation, that somebody said that they had seen Jayme in a car with two men at a gas station. But this tip was actually never confirmed to be true. The police investigated and it led to nothing. So at this point, there was no sign of Jayme. This was like days after. Nobody knew, what could have really happened to her.
She just vanished.
And
unfortunately, their parents were killed. That's tragic.
That's horrible, girl. Like, two parents shot and killed, and the 13-year-old daughter is gone.
Nobody has a trace. Like, they don't know where to start because there's, you go to the house and that's the only place.
Months had passed by and still no sign of Jayme, when on January 10th of 2019, so January of this year, nearly 3 months after Jayme had disappeared, a woman was walking her dog when she saw a girl running towards her yelling for help, saying that it was Jayme Closs, the girl who had been taken.
Oh my God, that should have been crazy.
It was her. It's crazy. I don't imagine me walking my dog now that I'm a dog lover and I walk my dog. Knowing how Jayme Closs looks like, running to me, saying, I've been taken, help, I'm Jayme Closs. Oh my gosh, I will lose my shit. I don't even know. So the woman immediately took Jayme to the nearest house and they called 911. And here's a clip of that 911 call.
Douglas County 911.
Hi. I have a young lady at my house right now, and she says her name is Jayme Closs.
Okay, what's your address?
It's in Gordon, Wisconsin.
Okay, have you seen her photo, ma'am?
Yes, it is her. I 100% think it is her.
Are you okay?
100%.
Does it look like she's going to run?
No, she's sitting down, she's relaxing.
Okay, hang on just a second. What's your name?
Yep.
What's your name, ma'am?
Kristen Kaczynskis.
Kristen, how do you spell your last name?
Kasinskis.
Okay, did she show up walking?
Yeah, a neighbor just walked up with her to our house and asked us to call 911.
Okay, hang on just a second.
And that was the clip of the 911 call that took place. So yeah, it was Jayme. She had escaped and she was found alive. Isn't that crazy?
That just gave me the goosebumps.
Yep. It's crazy because it's not often when you hear of this kidnapping cases gone wrong in which, both parents were killed and the 13-year-old daughter's missing and she's found alive. It was almost 3 months after, and we're not saying that this is a short time, but compared to other cases, like the Castro case, that it was a lot of years that we've heard. This is such a great story to hear, because I know that we began talking about this case, saying how, she had been abducted and what happened to her parents. But then now, we see that she's alive. So at least you guys know that she was saved, she was found. And Jayme, when she was found, she stated that she had been taken by a guy named Jake Patterson and that she had been kept in his house for all this time. She said that he was out and that's how she was able to escape. Basically, she knew that now was the time that she had. He was going to be gone for a few hours and she was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. And she actually did it. So she was able to find, again, that lady that was walking her dog, which, was an amazing, great thing. I just feel like very happy that she was able to escape, and she took
It
the
was like
balls
an
to do
angel
it.
put there for her.
It's crazy, yeah. And the neighbor said that, Jamie's emotions were pretty flat, that she looked a little bit malnourished, like maybe she hadn't eaten that well. She didn't look like she had been abused, like she had no blood on her or anything, at least no visible physical violence, you know what I mean? But it's crazy because, of course, she's going to look like maybe she lost a few pounds. She's been taken for over 3 months, all the trauma that has to be going through her head. So at least, she was there and she was able to fucking run. Like, that's all I think of.
Exactly.
And then when the police arrived, then they took Jayme to an unknown safe location.
And since Jayme had provided the cops with a description of the car this guy Jake was driving, the police were on the lookout for him, of course.
Yep.
The same officer that was driving Jayme to that safe location saw a car driving by the highway exit close to the area where Jayme was found and reported it to the other police members. Yep. So when the police searched the car tag that had been reported as possibly being the perpetrator, the vehicle was actually registered under Katie Patterson's name, which was the same last name as the guy Jayme had stated had abducted her. Isn't that crazy? The same police officer with her in the back, and he sees the car.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. When he stopped, the police asked him to raise his hands, and at the moment he just knew that why they were stopping him, and immediately confessed, and he was taken into custody.
Yeah, they stopped him for like something really stupid, like probably for missing like a traffic stop or something.
Yes, that's true.
And when the police told him, like, get out the car, raise your hands, he knew already, because of course he had been to the house probably and he saw that Jayme was gone. So that's just crazy. But what we all want to know, like, what really happened here. So on the night of October 15th of 2018, Jayme stated that she woke up around 12:53 in the morning because she heard her dog barking. And then she said that when she looked outside her window, she saw a man in a car just pulling up to their driveway. So she went down and told her parents, and Jayme said that her father went to the front door, and for a moment he thought that it was a police officer because, hello, it's like 12:53 in the morning, and they apparently were not expecting any visitors. So basically he asked to see the badge because he thought it was a police officer. And at that time, Jake Patterson shut the door handle and opened the door wide open. He shot right then and there Mr. Closs, which is very sad. So it seems like Jayme and her mom ran to the bathtub to hide there. And Jayme said that when she heard the shot, like the first shot, that she knew that her dad, that he had been killed. And that's just so sad, knowing that you are in your house, their house didn't look like that big, and knowing that you're so close from the door in which your dad was just, probably shot and killed, and then, that you're probably next, like that shit is just scary. Like, I don't even imagine what they must have gone through.
And they're in their own house, that it's not like they can run anywhere else.
Oh my God, no, that's so scary. And I mean, in a way, you are probably going to want to run, but you probably won't because you don't want to leave your dad, your husband just there, Like,
they
but
can't,
what,
they try
what
to
can
hide.
you do?
The first instinct that they have is to hide, and that's what they did. And then
That's
once
so
you're
sad.
stuck in a room.
I know.
Ooh.
And Jayme said that Jake, this asshole Jake, he was dressed like all in black. He was wearing a mask and gloves. So he was like prepared for the attack.
Yeah, he was ready. He had everything planned.
Yep.
This guy then went to the bathroom and told Mrs. Claus, after unfortunately killing his dad, like you said, went to he told Mrs. Claus to put tape around her mouth and to tie up Jayme also. Then
no, he basically told Mrs. Claus to put tape around her mouth, and then he tied Jayme up, like he tied her up.
Oh, so that's right. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Then he shot Mrs. Claus. Then what? That's what I don't get. Why? Well, probably for her not to scream.
Control.
But why do that and then kill her? That's what I didn't understand.
The thing is that we're gonna see later on, probably his motive. Well, we're actually gonna know his motive and all of that. But who thinks straight at this time? He probably didn't think that he was gonna shoot the parents. I bet he was prepared to kill every witness, but he basically just shot the dad and had to take some type of control over the mom to be able to take his target. You know what I mean? So he probably told the mom, like, put tape around your mouth, fuck it. Maybe he tied Jayme up first. Who knows? Because this is based on what Jayme said that happened. But you never know, how she recounts those horrible events. So
Yeah, makes sense. She's traumatized, definitely.
yeah.
He then took Jayme, that she was already tied up, and put her in the trunk of his car. Jayme stated that she felt like they were driving for about 2 hours. When they arrived to Jake's house, in which he lived with his dad, Jayme said that he untied her and made her strip down because he wanted to get rid of all the evidence, which he then stated he put in a bag, including the clothing and mask he was wearing through all these events, and placed them in a fireplace in the basement.
Yeah, he wanted to get rid of evidence. He basically told her, like, take all this off, take all your clothes off. He took whatever mask, gloves, and black clothing he was wearing, and he just wanted to get rid of the evidence because he planned to keep her there.
Which also you see that he's not very smart, because if he wanted to get rid of it, he would have burned it.
He put it close to the fire. He was probably eventually going to burn it. It was close to the fireplace, but he just didn't burn it. That was dumb as fuck.
Then he made Jayme wear his sister's pajamas and hid her under his bed, okay?
Oh
This is crazy. Well, he lived with his dad, obviously. Well, his bed was said to be against the wall in a corner, and that he put a bunch of clothespins and barbels around it to prevent Jayme from escaping. Jayme stated that on one occasion she accidentally moved one of the barbels, and that Jake noticed, and he threatened her and said that if she did that again or tried to escape, that there will be a really bad punishment. We need to keep in mind that this dude literally just killed her parents in front of her and then took her. She really didn't know what else he could have possibly been capable of. So she's petrified of this. Obviously, she's petrified. She's all this happened. Then he took her. Like, she's going to be scared to even try to run out. I feel like that's why she waited so long.
Oh, yeah. She was going to do everything that he told her to do. So at least, she didn't report being sexually assaulted, which is pretty strange given the fact that when these abductions happen, the primary motive is normally sexual motive, but apparently this wasn't the case. And, to be honest, thank God for that, because it could have been a lot worse. Jayme says that on a few occasions that Jake had friends over, and even his dad, and that he would always have music on, the same shit that Castro would do, like, the music on blast to prevent any noises from being heard. So no one ever knew that Jayme was ever there. And Jayme said that one day Jake left the house for about 12 hours to visit a family member of his on Christmas. And she was just left for 12 hours under the bed without food, no water, no bathroom breaks. Like, that's just crazy. Like, over 12 hours just there. Oh my God. I don't know. I feel so claustrophobic just thinking about it. But we don't even know how many times she was even allowed to come out from under the bed. All we know is that she was kept there for nearly 3 months. And basically then on Thursday, January 10th of 2019, Jake told Jayme that he would be out for 5 to 6 hours, which is the day when she escaped. So she said that when he left, she immediately pushed the bins and all the shit that was around the bed, and she put on a pair of his shoes, and she just ran out the house. Like, she just didn't even look back, just ran out the house. That was such a brave thing to do. Like, oh my God.
Oh, definitely. I bet, like I said before, she was petrified of doing it, but also I feel like he felt that he had complete control over her.
Yep.
That's why he would tell her, "I'll be back. Don't do this, because you know what's gonna happen." And he didn't think that she would have the gut to escape.
Yeah, and she did it. Like, that was super brave, because to be honest, like again, I always bring up the Castro case because that was like such a crazy case. Not one but 3 girls. That it's something that we're gonna probably cover later on. But
oh, definitely.
Yeah, but basically, they think that they have complete control, but thank God once again that Jayme was not like sexually assaulted, apparently, because later on you'll see that he was not even convicted for that. Like, that's not something that was ever discussed. What was his motive to just take a 13-year-old girl and just put her under the bed? Like, what was he thinking? That's what I think of. Like, what the fuck was he thinking?
I don't know. It's just crazy people out there. That's just what it is. Who would think of something like this in a 13-year-old girl?
Well, Jake Patterson did. Who was Jake, Nino?
Well, this idiot, Jake Thomas Patterson, was 21 years old at the time of the incident. So 21, I mean, in a way young too, but oof, he's a man, consider a man already.
Well, when you look at his picture, he looks so young. I don't know.
Yeah, and also like a piece of shit.
Innocent, like so innocent. He looks so innocent, I swear.
Yeah, he had to have issues for doing shit like this, definitely. Well, he had been in the Marines, but was discharged after just 1 month because of his character and because he didn't meet the expectations and standards. So, that's another, red flag. He had no past criminal history, though. He said that one day he was just driving from work when he had to stop because of a school bus, and that's when he saw Jayme getting off the bus in front of her house, and he knew that she was the girl that he wanted to take. Are you kidding?
That's so crazy. Like, he's like, oh, look, yeah, that's the one I'm gonna take. Like, if she was his, like, dude, what the fuck?
Like, he can choose. Are you kidding me? A human being that automatically makes you disgusting. That's all. He did not know the Closs or anyone that was linked to this family. So he just saw her out of nowhere. That was the only thing that made him get her or choose her. And he said he tried to abduct her previously, but that there were a lot of cars around and he got scared and didn't do it. So then he put a lot of thought into how he was going to kidnap her and decided to do what he did.
Yeah, he even said that he stole license plates from other cars and made modifications to his car lights, like the ones that turn on when you open the door of the car, just so that they won't turn on, just to try to hide his identity. And he also took the 12-gauge gun that he used from his dad, but of course his dad didn't know anything. Like, his dad never knew nothing that was going on in his own house, which is crazy. And Jake said that he was ready to shoot whoever witnessed or tried to stop the kidnapping. So he was like, he had a plan. He was going to do it. And that's the reason why, unfortunately, Mr. and Mrs. Closs were killed. He planned it. He knew whoever got in the way was going to be fucking killed because he just wanted to take Jayme. And that's all that mattered to him, which is so ignorant. But basically, when the police asked him, like, what would you have done if us, the police, tried to stop you? And Jake said, well, I had the gun with me in the front seat. So, yeah, he practically said, like, I'll shoot your ass too. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're talking to a police officer. How, if you're asked that question, how are you going to say, well, I had the gun, right next to me. Like, what do you think I would do? I'll shoot you.
Yeah, what do you think I would do? Exactly.
That was fucked up.
And this is...
Yeah.
He had, I don't know, he had...
His target was Jayme. That's it. That's all.
Exactly. He didn't care what he had to do
anything
to take her.
else, just Jayme. Which is crazy.
That's weird.
And Jake said that he only spent about 4 minutes in the Closs's house. So he did what he wanted. He killed the witnesses real quick and took Jayme. He left. That's it. Like, not even 5 minutes he was in the Closs's house that night. And he said that when they got to his house, to Jake's house, that Jayme was crying, that she was shaking. Like, no shit, dude. She's not gonna be crying. What do you think? She's gonna be cracking jokes with you? Like, what the fuck? You just killed her parents and took her. What the fuck? I don't know what he expected.
But Jayme should have been so confused.
I'm like, what did he expect?
Because all this happened in a matter of
4 minutes.
4
minutes, girl.
What in the world? Well, after the arrest, the police conducted a search in Jake's house in which they found 89 pieces of evidence
89
tying him to this. Obviously, he didn't. On January 14th, Jake had his first court hearing in which he was set on a $5 million bond.
$5 million bond. Like,
Thank
where
God.
is he gonna? Yeah, because I really don't think he can afford $5 million to get out.
Shit. Then on March 27 of 2019, Jay pleaded guilty to 2 counts of intentional first-degree homicide and 1 count of kidnapping, in which he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences with a possibility of parole, plus 40 years. The last thing we know about him is that he was moved to a New Mexico prison in July 15th.
Thank God.
And good.
May he be
I'm
there
so
forever.
happy of that sentence.
Yep.
Forever and ever, because he deserves every single year.
Yep, he does. He definitely does. And, well, Jayme is currently living with her aunt, Jennifer, and she is also reunited with her dog. Thank God nothing happened to the dog, too, and at least she has somebody from her, let's say, past life, because it's like if she was reborn after all this experience, to be honest.
That's
And
true.
it seems like the reward, I'm not sure if it was 25,000 at the beginning and then it went up to 50,000, but basically people were just fighting, saying like, yo, Jayme was brave enough to escape and save herself, like give her the reward money. Like basically she deserves it, and in a way it's true. She's, after all of this that happened and all the therapy and all the shit that she's gonna have to pay for, I feel like it's only fair that she gets the reward. I really don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
she saved herself. She
Yeah.
did it herself.
And I know
Like,
the
I mean,
police
I'm
tried,
not
but
exactly. We know the police tried, but she was the one who escaped.
and she's gonna
There
need
is an
it.
escape.
She's gonna need it unless they donate this for another missing kid. That's also a good cause. Who knows? But we know that there is a GoFundMe account set up for Jayme. To all those who are interested in helping with the cause, I'm pretty sure that GoFundMe page is still open. You guys can feel free to go and donate. And the Closs home was also demolished. Good, because I feel like a home that in which such a horrible tragedy happened, like it's best if it's just gone. Like, so they
Yeah.
demolished it completely.
There's enough, bad memories to just keep that one. Nah, it makes no sense. Well, we know this case was very fucked up. It is
Yeah.
a very fucked up story. It's full of tragedy, but we're so happy and relieved that we know that Jayme Closs is alive, and with her dog and
Yeah.
family. Even if we know she'll live with this horrible trauma forever, but we want her to know that she is loved and that there's a lot of people just like us that care for her, and
Bravo, Jayme.
it'll happen now, but
Bravo,
Jayme.
Jayme. That's all we gotta
We're so
say.
happy you're okay, and you will get over all this and hopefully have a wonderful life after all
Yeah.
this. And this piece of shit is gonna burn in
He's
hell.
gonna pay for what he did. And to be honest, like, we tried to look for the perfect words, for this case, but to be honest, there's nothing else to say but Jayme, bravo. She escaped. She was able to outsmart her kidnapper, which is great. And it's crazy, to know that right now at this time, there may be other people being held captive somewhere against their will, and no one knows where they are. Like, it's just so crazy to think. And we hope that this type of thing stops immediately. This is such a horrible thing to do. Why would you want to keep someone who does not want you? It's a stupid thing to do, but it happens. It can happen to anyone. So please be aware of your surroundings, protect your kids, your siblings, your family from weirdos, and just talk to them about this type of things. It's not like you're going to tell all the graphic details to your children of these cases, but it's good to teach them not to trust anyone and stranger danger. Like, that's just it.
Yep. Because holding them captive and doing all this weird shit that they do, the trauma is ridiculous. I don't, it just
But
scares me
these
talking
people
about
don't
it,
think
seriously.
about the families. They only think about themselves, about what they wanted. And in this case, Jake's target was Jayme, unfortunately. He didn't care who got on the way, like we mentioned earlier. Her parents, unfortunately, were there. Of course, she was 13. He decided to take her. So just make sure that people, you are aware, and that you let your kids and family know of these cases, to make sure that everybody's aware and try to avoid this from happening. So don't trust anyone. That's it.
You know what's also my question?
No.
Because since he kept her, he kept her and didn't do anything to her,
He
like
was probably
that.
saving her.
What was eventually he was saving her? That's my thought. He was
Yeah.
saving her until later when his desire, and maybe he in the back of his head he knew like she's too young or
Who
something,
knows?
and he was waiting until he could.
I
do
feel
it.
like he didn't have a
So
full
that's
plan.
why I find it is pretty. Exactly, I feel like that's why it's pretty
I
strange.
feel like he didn't have a full plan. He just saw her that random day at the school bus, and he just decided to take her, and he didn't have a plan for after it. Like, what was he expecting? That she was just, again, gonna sit down and joke with him, or like they were gonna start a new life? No, dude. No, that was not gonna happen.
What the
He
heck?
didn't have a plan. But he's gonna pay for it.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed today's case and that you tune up for our next episode. And also, let us know if there's a specific case you would want us to cover. Please let us know, and we will cover
Yeah,
them.
let us know. We have a long ass list of episodes we want to cover, but let us know which one you're interested in, and we will make sure to prioritize that one. And make sure that you visit our website at dropdeadsisters.com. It's pretty cool. And also in our social media at Instagram in Drop Dead Sisters Podcast, and on Twitter, Drop Dead Sisters.
See you guys next time. Bye bye.